Thankfulness is a big part of my homesteading journey. Our current homestead is even named Thankful Hill Farm. Today on the podcast, I'm going to share some of the things I'm thankful for about my journey, and some of the things I'll mention may surprise you. This is the Homesteading for Beginners podcast, and I'm Mona Weathers, your homesteading mentor and coach. If you desire to establish a solid foundation for your homesteading journey, then you are in the right place. I'm here to show you how, in a way that is healthy for you, your family, and your community. I'll share stories from the past 20 years of my own journey and offer you actionable steps you can take to start and maintain a healthy homestead. I'm definitely a glass is half full type of person. So when you listen to this and you might happen to be a glass is half empty type of person, some of the things I share may not seem like positives and things that I should be thankful for. But I just want you to know that being positive gets you really far. And if I can convince you to have a positive perspective, then I've done my job for this episode. Now, of course, I'm thankful for the obvious things in my life, like my family, my husband, my children, my grandchildren, my sisters and brother. And I'm thankful for all of those things. My home, my, horses. Those are all things that are very, those are blessings that I have. And I'm very thankful to God for all of those things that He is allowed to have in my life. But there are some things that as I look back and on my journey, I think about and they're not as common things to be thankful for, but it is the reason I shaped my whole life kind of around thankfulness and being positive, because when you're thankful, you can learn from everything. You can learn from all of your experiences, good or bad. As I was thinking about this, I was trying to get it into something that was like 3 lessons I've learned over the last years and how I'm thankful for those things. So I came up with 3 different things. I just thought about my life, my homesteading journey, and I thought about some of the things that stood out to me as things that really taught me a lot and that I'm ultimately thankful for, even though a lot of times they were not easy. So the 3 things, one of them was my forgiveness of self. I learned how to forgive myself for my own mistakes. Sometimes I made mistakes that involved animal losses or, waste of money or whatever. So there was a certain point where I just had to start forgiving myself for my own mistakes and not knowing. So that I'm thankful for that lesson that I learned during my homesteading journey. Another one would be hard relationships. Relationships, you have to have them. You have to have them. I mean, people want to do the self-sufficiency lifestyle, and that's all good and well, but you can't really live a life with no other people. And so you have to learn how to have relationships, and the hard relationships were the ones that taught me. They taught me boundaries. They taught me how to love deeper. They taught me how to protect my energy. They taught me so many things. So hard relationships between neighbors and friends and whatever. This all happened during my homesteading journey, and it happens to most people even if they're not homesteading. But there was just specific things in that I wanted to be a good member of my community, and as a good member of my community, I had to learn how to have relationships with other people. And then my homesteading skills in general, I am so thankful for that. There was a point in my life that I realized that I might not live at the homestead I wanted to live at, which was our previous homestead, Fairweathers Ranch. And that's where we raised our kids for the most of their life. And I really was not wanting to leave that homestead. But at some point, I realized these skills I'm learning, I can take them with me. The knowledge I learned from my homesteading journey can come with me wherever I go. Even if my home, which my homestead at the time was taken away, which it wasn't taken away, but we did end up having to move. So I started leaning on my homesteading skills way back then, and I'm so thankful for that because I've taken it to Georgia. I've taken my homesteading skills I learned in California, and now we're in Georgia. And through that journey, I also am thankful that I learned how to understand and have a certain wisdom now, because I experienced these different things. I'm thankful that I have this wisdom that I'm able to evaluate whether or not I want to take on certain projects. I'm thankful that I can help other people. I'm thankful that I can help you maybe think through some of these things as well. So as you are being thankful this holiday season, maybe start thinking about the things that are not so commonly shared about being thankful for. If you're dealing with a difficult time right now, this may not be the time to think in those terms, but eventually you'll be able to see the good of the situation if you choose to. Like I said before, I am a glass is half full type of person, and I want to see the good from the difficult. And that's just, that has served me well, and I think it'll serve you well as well. So I think I shared 4 things, and I'll recap. 1, I'm thankful for forgiving myself. I'm thankful for learning how to forgive myself. I'm thankful for hard relationships, and I'm thankful for my homesteading skills. And I'm also thankful for the wisdom that comes from sticking to the lifestyle and these lessons that I've learned. Now, I don't want you to leave this episode thinking that I'm always think that every time everything is positive. I know there's difficult times. I know this time of year is really difficult for a lot of people. You may have lost loved ones. My father passed away the day after Christmas. So it's not like I'm trying to say that always be thankful for every horrible thing that happens to you. But there are times that we can look back and reflect and evaluate and be thankful for the times that we had with our loved ones. We can be thankful for the good of the situation, even if it's very, very small. And like I said, there's not always a good light, but there always is a glimmer of a light, in my opinion. So that is all for today. And I just want to thank you again for listening to this podcast and sharing it with your friends and giving the good reviews. I do see those, and I am just very thankful for that. If you are enjoying this podcast, I would really appreciate it if you would take a minute to subscribe or follow. By doing this, you will be helping the podcast to be seen by more people, and I do love reading nice reviews too. Don't forget to visit healthyhomesteading.com for more information on how I can serve you. Until next week, I want you to keep dreaming, keep believing, and keep planning for your homesteading success.